Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about the ultimate warm-up routine. It has become somewhat of a practice routine. I've looked at the ideas you put on the video last week. I've tried to keep it within 200 darts as a warm-up / practice. So I'm going to get into it and I'll try and explain my logic, which, okay, is my logic, but I feel it does apply to me. And if any of it applies to you, I hope it will help you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've wrote 15 darts, and what you do with those 15 darts, it does not matter where you hit. All you want to do, you want to make sure for 15 darts, you're getting your feet in the correct position, you're then getting your lean, if you do lean, or whatever part of your pre-shot routine, make sure you get that correct, it's comfortable, make sure you get your arm where you want it. Don't aim at the board, just throw. If you want, you can look at your arm while you're doing it, just to make sure the mechanics are correct. And if you do this, I know from experience, if you do this, you do get small improvements. And this is also like an activity. You can do it when you first start throwing. Maybe you've had a 15-20 minute break. You can do 9 darts with it just to help you get the motions back in. So I've got this down for 15 darts. Of course, I am just going for 20s, but the idea is you want your darts to be straight. So really, anywhere down here, oops, do apologise, I hit the camera. Anywhere down here, between the bottom of the 3 and the top of the 20, in a straight line, you're off to a good start. If they're not, it doesn't matter, as long as mechanically you feel correct. So like, I know my elbow needs to look like it's under the 19, draw back to my mouth, push through. I rotated my wrist on that one. Again, rotated my wrist. That was the best dart of the 3. So I've got 6 left. Just get into it. Get your routine, start to feel things. And you just want the motion to be correct. And it really, really does help. I have done it before where I've just gone straight into standard practice games where you're aiming at a target. The idea of this one is you're not aiming at a target. Just, if you can, I know it sounds difficult and I've said it before, just try and look through the board. And if you get a really, really nice dart, try and replicate that feeling, that motion and everything again. And it does start to stick, and you will notice your hot spells get a bit longer every time. Okay, so that's the first thing done, 15 darts. Next one, nice and simple. Again, you're still loosening up, you're still getting into it. So we're just gonna do 1 dart at every big number. Ideally, you are wanting to hit the big number, like I have done on the 2. You're not wanting to hit the small number, like I have on the 1. If you miss, it doesn't matter because you're still in the process of warming up. What I've tried to do with these exercises here, I've tried to put the more easier ones at the front where you're not necessarily aiming for a smaller target, you're just focusing on, like I keep saying, loosening up, because you really, I need to, like, I know for me to be pretty loose and maybe 90% feeling great, it's 45 minutes for me. It really is 45 minutes. And that could be 45 minutes of doing something like this, or it could be just 20 minutes. And then I go and throw maybe 2 or 3 legs. I probably am close to about, I'd say 400 darts, which is about 40 minutes for me, like I said. But this is going quite well. Ooh, that's a straight line. Ooh. What I do find as well when I do just start playing and go bang straight into a game, my shoulder will start hurting. Maybe after 15 minutes, like my shoulder just stiffens up. I need to get past that phase before I actually start to feel pretty loose. Oh, that was a bad throw, but I got away with it. I mean, as going for big singles go, this doesn't feel like a bad effort for me. I was expecting to maybe hit 12 out of 20, 13. I think I'm going a bit better. The other thing, when you're doing the big singles, what you want to look out for as well. So I'll show you on these next 3 darts. This is something I do with Daniel. So you get into your position. So by the way, now we're doing 15 darts at bull, 25 and bull. Something we do is you get into your position, you aim at your target, you draw back, but then you look down at your dart. Obviously I'm moving my head, so you can see I'm looking down. Just do it with your eyes. So when you're throwing it, draw back, look, throw. Look at your arm, look at your hand. Do not collect your next dart until you've checked everything. And I also find that adds a bit of consistency. So the reason we did the singles was just to break up throwing 15 darts. The reason we're coming back to throwing at bull, to target, we often don't practice as much, or I feel I don't. So that's 3 darts. But it's also another good target. It gives you something right in the center of the board for you to practice on again, and also work on that motion. So I think that's 6. I'll do it again, I'll show you. So step into position, get your target, draw back, look at the dart, and then follow your hand. It's not as easy as you think, but you do eventually get used to it. And again, it does help with consistency. I really, really do feel this part, it helps compound what you've done like a few minutes ago. And by now, you're starting to feel a bit more comfortable. Oh, I move my eyes on the draw back. So don't move your eyes as you're drawing back. You want to keep eye on your target, draw back, look down, flick through. Okay? Right, I'll do 3 darts where I just go for the bull as standard. And I can already tell I'm picking up a few bad habits again. The draw wasn't as good there. The other reason for looking at your dart as you draw back, you're gonna get that same checkpoint every time. And it is something you can do for a few minutes if you want. Just like I said, draw back, look down. You're gonna draw back to the same point because your eyes are checking it, whereas when you're drawing back and you're throwing, you might get a bit of tension, you might get a bit nervous, you might want to rush the dart out your hand. So that's that. And then the last thing we're going to do at this part of the warm-up, so we've done big singles, we're now just going to do 1 dart at every double. And I wanted to put this in because again, I felt it complemented one of the previous exercises. It gets you playing the board as well, because something I'm guilty of, and I think most people are, you'll just come in and you'll warm up and you'll just throw on the 20s. And that can be, for some people it's okay, for some people it's not. Like Ryan Sale, apparently, when people are talking about him in podcasts, he can walk in, 2 or 3 minutes warm up, ready to go. But then you get someone like Mervyn King, who probably wants 6 or 7 hours. Like, he's known as being the first person in the door. So no matter what time he's playing, he wants to be there. He wants to be on the board. So everybody is different. But me, I like to play the board. That's why I like the JDC challenge. I have put a little element of that in here, which you'll see a bit later. And if you want, you can record your scores, you can keep a diary, you can set yourself targets. So for the doubles, I probably want to be getting 3 out of the 21 darts, because then I know I'm over 20%. But that dart wasn't drawn back as properly. Again, using your eyes, when you draw back, look down, and then flick through, it is a good checkpoint. 16. 17. Do you know what? I had a bit of a worry as I threw like that. I went, have I hit record? Right, that's definitely 2, it could be 3. So now we're just going to do 19 and 20, and then ball. Ball. Ooh, not a bad attempt, that one. Right, now, this next round, it's cricket, but with a weird variation. And the reason I like this one is, if you are playing with quite a few people and you want to decide different orders as to who goes first, or have a handicap system, you can use this one. I've used it before to decide, there was a competition I entered, and what you had to do is you had to go through the numbers, you accumulated points just in like 1s, 2s and 3s, and then that give you a ranking, and then that ranking basically decided if you was like number 1 or number 16, and then you played like that until you got to a final. So what is it? Simple. You get 3 darts at every cricket number. 1 for a single, 2 for a double, 3 for your treble. It's Shanghai. However, you want to get 9 points on every number. If you can, it doesn't matter. You just move on. That was a very bad throw. Oh wow, going low. Oh, we got 1. And again, this is probably the first game where you can start really measuring yourself, because you're going to be getting more where you want them. Because by now, you should be starting to get into your throw, getting a little bit more consistency. So I've had 6 darts, I've only got 3 points, but that's 3 singles. If you get Shanghai, great, but you don't need Shanghai in this one. I suppose you could change it where if you do get Shanghai, maybe you give yourself like 3 bonus points. That's 2 again, so we're on 5 from 9. Meh, I'll do. Right, keep going for 18. That felt very nice. Ooh, 2 again. For some reason, I wanted to log that on the computer. So also at this point, we're about halfway through this warm-up so far. Oh, that was a bad dart. I wanted to log it again. Now, I'm not saying this is the perfect warm-up, the perfect practice routine. It's just ideas, but it's one that, when I started looking at it last night and writing it all down, I was like, do you know what? I feel that could work for me. Because I know if I just do 15 darts, just throwing and making sure everything's mechanically right, I'm better for it. Why don't I do like every single day? Don't know. So we've done the cricket numbers. We're now gonna go to, what have I wrote here? Just done cricket, I do apologise. We're now gonna do switchblade. Now, switchblade, you use the cricket numbers again, but there is a difference here. And if you want to invert this, you can. Well, you'll see what I mean. So the traditional way for this game is your first 3 darts are all at 20s, okay? Then darts 4 and 5 are at the 20. Dart 6 is at 19. 7, 8, 20s, 9, you go for 18. Okay, so your last dart, you always go down that one number. So you can go 180, 177, 174, 171, 168. You get the point, don't you? If you want to flip it, maybe you do 2 darts at the 15 and then you switch for the 20. You do 2 darts at the 16 and then you switch for the 20. So I struggle on switching. I really, you might get an example here. It's close. If that second dart or this first dart was a bit more central, well, to the left there, I would still attack that treble. I would most likely get a bounce out because I wouldn't switch. So yeah, your first 3 darts, you go for your 20s. If you want to count them as single 1 point, treble 2 points, again, double 3 points, sorry, you can. But you don't have to, but you can turn it into a game. And then 19s. What I find with this game, when I'm really on form, I might get a 20 and then I'll have a stray dart. When I change, I'm a lot closer to that treble when I change. A lot closer. Oh, there you go. That's hit it. It's not closer, it's hit it. So that's what you want. And again, when you're around that 180, 200 point mark, if you have that standard, that is, you want to be able to change to that treble. If you're a bit lower, you want to be able to hit 2 singles, which I've not done there, but you want to be able to know, oh, I've done it again, you see, I switched and I hit it, so I can't be too annoyed at the minute. I've hit the last 2 that I've switched to. So yeah, this one's really good. I was actually explaining it to Joel last night, so I'm hoping that he's given this game a try. And if you want, you can include the bull on it. So you can do your 15 and then you can go for bull. It's up to you. But I just find this is one of them games you can pick it up very quickly. Because what you got to do, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can do this game in 18 darts. If you include a bull, 21 darts. And you can do it multiple times. So let's do 2 in the bull. Ooh, ooh. I'm actually quite happy with how my third dart's gone. In quite a few of them visits, it was pretty good. So we've done Switchblade, which was all about trebles. We're going to go back to the doubles again, and this is an idea that I've taken from the Stephen Bunting thing, which I'm going to do in a few days from now. Choose 3 doubles and do 9 darts at each double. Or you can put a little twist on it. You can have 10 visits, but you've got to go for bull. So the easy example, like I said, is you might do 9 darts at 8, 9 darts at 10, 9 darts at 20. If that's what you want to do, keep it simple, do that. If you want to do it this way, the other way, like I said, you'll do your first dart at bull. If you hit the 25 or the bull, you stay there. Okay? I'm going to try and miss it on purpose. You watch, I'll hit it now. So, if you go for the bull, and you do miss it, okay, I've now got to go for double 4 with these 2 darts. Now, the reason I don't like this variation as much, you're not getting the same amount of darts as doubles. You've already done a lot at bull. You want to have as many darts at the double as you can. So that's the first variation. I'll show you the other variation, which it's pretty straightforward. I'll choose numbers I haven't used in the bunting video. So I'm going to go 12. I'll do 9 darts at 12 because you know I do like my double 12. Oof, that's 3. And then what should I choose for the other number? Choose a number I don't. Oh, do you know what? 13. I'm still angry with it after that. round the board doubles on dart counter from about 3 months, maybe it might even be 4 months ago. That really infuriated me, that. So I got 1 from 6. This game, if I'm doing 9 darts at it, I'd like 2, really. Ooh, that first dart pretty much blocked it. Right, so I'll now do 9 darts at 13. If you want to choose your favourite double, choose your favourite double by all means. I'm just not choosing them doubles that I'm using for the challenge I'm doing every day because I want something different, and that's what this is about, I feel. Did I hit 1? I think I did hit 1, didn't I? I think. I can't remember. Right, 3 more darts. So what I'll tell you now as well, if you're still here, I've got a session with Daniel in half an hour. So this is actually me warming up for his session in half an hour's time. And I'm going to be talking about that number and that section right there because that's my enemy at the minute. Right, so that's the doubles. Like I said, you can do the 2 variations. First dart at bull, and then you go, if you hit the number, you go for 2 darts out of that number. Or if you hit the bull, keep that. Or you can just do, like I said, 9 darts, 9 darts, 9 darts. It's up to you. Maybe you do them both, okay? Completely up to you. Now, this is the last part, and it's 30 darts. This is the last part of the warm-up / practice routine. Choose 1 number. If you're a 20s player, choose 20s. If you're 19s, choose 19s. Choose whatever you like, but choose the number you primarily score on. You're gonna do 30 darts at that number. And for me, I want 20 in the correct section. You can really see now why I want to speak to Daniel about that number 1, can't you? Do you know what? That is such good darts there. They're all touching. Oh, you're talking 2 millimeters that way, and it's a 180. Not going to get that 20 now, am I? But that's 6. Oh, see that 1 again. Oh, there you go. Let's do treble 20s. So that's 9 darts. And again, this is, you can count the scoring if you want. Personally, for me, I wouldn't count the scoring. I just want to count the darts, which this is me correcting now. This is my brain tricking me. I just want to count the darts in the correct section because you've seen me on 99 darts. I think I did it, I think the video you're seeing today, so yesterday, I only got 13 treble 20s, but I got 55 single 20s. The trebles were maybe 2 or 3 lower, and the singles were 2 or 3 higher than my averages. So I think just counting how many you're getting where you want them for this exercise is probably better. Because you're going to do some counting in a minute. You are going to do some counting shortly. I think that's 15. Let's call it 15. Oh, I'm so glad I told you that number's my enemy. And then I've gone and done a 9. I'm hoping I can clip that up. Because that was just uncanny. That was... Come on. It's in my head now. But yeah, basically when I'm with Dan, number 1 on my to-do list is number 1. I need to work it out with him. I think I've got 9 left, by the way. I could be back legs. Right, we'll do 3 more because I think I've hit more 1s than 20s. And I know what the issue is, and don't like the solution to it. So I'm hoping we can work on something else. Oh, my wrist was closed there. Right. You've gone through all that warm-up. You've done all them practice games. By my maths, it's about 155 darts, depending on which variation of one of the games you've done. What you're going to do now, you're going to do a leg of 501. And for me, I want a 30 dart leg. I really do want a 30 dart leg. And I'm not going to use a counter either. I'm just going to score it myself. So 26. To make it a bit easier as well, I'm going to count up. But yeah, it's always nice doing a bit of maths as well, not relying. 0.7. I hate you. I hate you. 29. Nothing's going right. So that's 75, so we're on 104. 104. 124. 80, 184. 189. There we go. 249. Ooh. 309 and a big bounce out. And do you know what? Switching wouldn't have helped there because them two darts were sat nicely. So we're on 309. 192 left. 172 left. 152. Oh. There we go. So I was on 192 left. So I'm on 132. I think I've lost 20 points in there, but never mind. Right, 132. 112. That one again. I thought I got rid of you. 91 left. Right. This is where if you've been playing Switchblade in reverse, it can benefit you because you're going to go for your 17s and you hope you hit the treble. Okay, I've hit the single. So one piece of advice I do want to give, even at this late point, you know that if you hit treble 17, you're tops. Do you know where you go if you hit the single? Do not approach the hockey until you know where you go if you hit that single, because that really will help you. I've got 74 left. So 74, you're going to go one of two ways. One of them I don't think is as good. I prefer going for 14s, because if you hit the treble, you're on 32. If you hit the single, you can go for 20 and tops. If you go for treble 18 to leave yourself double 10 and you miss it, you're on the single 16. It's up to you. I personally prefer going for the 14 and naturally missing it to leave myself 65, so I can go for a 25 and hit a 15. So I've actually got bull left. Right, let's see if this bull practice did pay off, because it would be a nice way to end. No, it didn't. We got a big one. Tops. Oh, nearly hit that double one again. I'm wearing that number one like a bad noise at the minute. It's just so bad. Tens. Oh, come on. Oh. Right, I was going to allow myself 6 more darts of embarrassment because this video is nearly half an hour long. It's a chunky monkey. So let's just, no. Oh, all right, 3 more darts at least, and then we're going to end it. I was worried this is how the video would end, where I couldn't hit a double. Wrong bloody double. Wrong bloody double. Anyway, that's ended unsuccessfully, but maybe that was just one activity too long. I do think ending with a leg of 501, or even you could do 2 legs of 301 if you wanted. It just gets you in that routine of counting the maths again and just playing a game, because most likely what I'm going to do after doing the warm-up and practice routine like that, I'm going to sit down for a little bit, come back, throw for 2 or 3 minutes, and then get straight into a game. So if there's anything you think you could help to suggest to improve this again, and maybe I can do a version 2 in the future down the line, leave a comment below. Any suggestions, any other games you have. There was some other people who did suggest some games, but I just felt they were too long. So maybe if you just wanted 3 longer games, you can go back to the I Want Your Help video and see some of the other comments in there. I know Cody, he had a couple of good suggestions. I just felt they were too long, so I've tried to manipulate different elements into it and whatnot. So I hope this does help some of you. I might, if I have time, try and do a Google Sheet. I don't know how to do Google Sheets because we can't use them over here. We have to use the local ones. If someone could make a Google Sheet, that'd be great. And I can access it, I just can't bloody create them. It's really annoying, but that's how it is. So 3 for the bull. Oh, come on. Right, let's look as we draw it back. Has it gone in? Oh, felt the best of the 3 though, it really did. Right. Anyway, this has been the follow-up to the I Need Your Help video. Like I said, if you want a version 2, let me know. Maybe we can do it. If you want to play the games and write them in the comments, let me know. And then potentially I'll go off channel and probably perform better, which is annoying because I always perform better when you're not on, and I don't want that to keep happening because it's believable when I do it on the camera, and that's what I want. That's what I want. So we're going to end there for today, and as always, enjoy your warm-up, enjoy the practice routine, and remember to throw first.